Hi everyone, let's talk about the secret to stopping the runner-chaser dynamic. So I really wanted to break this down. I just kind of felt a little bit inspired and I thought this is something that we really need to share. It's something that people need to know because I've been in union for 7 years now and I can tell you that the runner-chaser dynamic does not need to be part of your twin flame experience or journey in any way, shape or form. So I want to talk about it a little bit and help you to understand why it happens because there's a purpose to it. And when you understand the purpose of why this happens, it actually makes the runner-chaser dynamic completely straightforward and understandable, and it's going to help you to break out of it as well, which is really important. So let's start to break it down. Okay, so with the runner-chaser dynamic, you've probably met your twin flame. That's usually how it happens. Although it can happen on a spiritual level as well. Some people are connecting spiritually or energetically, but generally what you find is it's a face-to-face physical experience. You've seen your twin flame, you've connected in some way, and what you find is all of a sudden they are withdrawing their energy. They are running, they are hiding, they are ghosting, they are acting in behaviours that remove themselves from your presence, from your energy, from your communication. They make it difficult for you to reach them. And that's an incredibly painful experience. I know I've been working with twin flames for a long time now. It's very painful to feel that you understand all the feelings and emotions, the connection to your twin flame, this absolutely strong bond that just surpasses everything else. Nothing else is like it. And to know that they won't reciprocate on some level. And the challenge with the chaser, the runner chaser dynamic is you can usually sense that your twin flame knows. It's not usually that they completely have no idea, although sometimes that happens, but usually on some level, even if it's just that lower psychological level, some lower spiritual level, they know that you have a connection, and it's because of the connection, because of the strength or the intensity of the connection, that they appear to be running. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this and how it really works and why it actually happens, because it's going to surprise you. Okay, so what you find is there's a problem that we have with twin flames that I like to call the electrified effect. Okay, the electrified effect is when you connect with your twin flame. So let's say you meet your twin flame. Okay, you meet this person, suddenly you come to realize this is my twin flame, this is the other half of me, the other half of my soul, my spirit. And what tends to happen is as you then begin to pursue your twin flame, that twin flame process has happened, it's begun, it's in motion. What starts to happen is there's an energetic pressure that builds between the two twin flames. Now, as you can imagine, and as you will know, the twin flame energy is incredibly intense. It's a very strong, very powerful energy. It's tough to be around, if we're honest. And sometimes even the body, the mind, the emotions break down. They struggle to keep up with the intensity of that process. And what happens is the more that you chase your partner, which is understandable because we've all done it, you're looking towards, you're hoping that it's going to happen. That chasing energy, the more that you do that, the more that there is a pressure that starts to build between the twin flames, because what's actually happening is the closer that you both become in proximity, the more of your stuff that starts to come up. Because what your souls are trying to do is get you so super clear that there are no blocks within the central chakra system that you can merge. Okay, you can become one. You can become this one unified energy with no blocks in the way. But of course, when you meet your twin flame, you've lived tons of other lifetimes apart. You've had learning experiences, you've had trauma, you've had tragedy, you've had there's a lot of different baggage there, including from this lifetime as well. So when you move closer together, that gets activated. That's part of the reason why the twin flame runs, is because their stuff is activated. But the more that you keep moving towards each other, or actually you're maybe chasing and they're running, the pressure builds and builds. And what happens is we tend to use the normal techniques that everyone would use in that process. We use essential oils, we use crystals, we use sage, we use things to raise our vibration, raise our frequency, meditation, maybe we get a reading. We do everything we can to raise our vibration to get closer to a twin, but all that really does is causes the electrified effect. It's like a plug socket with a charger plugged into it, and if you left it switched on and you left it to run over and over and over for ages, because that's what the twin flame energy is, it's kind of feeding each other energetically, the plug socket would get hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter, and eventually it would just burst into flames. And that's what it's like with twin flames. So, what do you think the universe does to ensure that you don't get to a place that's so high frequency and so energy congested that you become an unstable energy when you're connected to your twin flame? It pulls you apart. It has to pull you apart because that is what means you can restabilize, you can decompress, you can reconnect to the Earth's energies. And the universe thinks, well, we can start all over again. And this is what causes this hamster wheel dynamic of you run, I'll chase, then we'll maybe see if it's going to work. No, you're running again and I'm chasing again. And it's just, you just go round in circles. It never gets any better. If you're following this, I hope you are. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I'm happy to help. Okay. So hopefully that starts to help you understand how this pressure builds energetically between the twin flames and why you have to be pulled apart. Now, if you can really understand how this works, you can actually completely sidestep it in entirety, and you'll find that moving towards your union can be a much easier, much gentler, much less painful situation and experience. And I invite you to try that now. So if you're ready to learn how to really stop that runner chaser dynamic for good, I'm going to be sharing all the techniques that you need. It's very simple, but you need to know how. It's a very specific way that you want to apply it. We have a free masterclass. You can get it at the link below, and I'll be delighted to share all this information with you there. See you then.